We all have had grandparents, right? We also had great-great-grandparents and great-great-great-great-grandparents. We call them our ancestors. Hi, I'm Teja, Priyadarshini, founder for Akashic Center for Healing. I help people have more ease and joy in their lives by removing any energy blocks or limiting beliefs that do not serve their highest purpose. I do this by using various modalities like quantum healing hypnosis techniques like QHHT, BQH. I also use quantum healing techniques like Access Consciousness bars, and now I also do Akashic Records to give you more clarity and purpose in life. So in today's Pick a Card reading, these are general Akashic group readings. We are going to receive messages from our ancestors. I'm going to channel the information from the Akashic Records so that your ancestors, if they have a message for you, can relay a message through me to you. So pick a card wisely so that that particular message resonates with you. I will tell you how to do that in just a minute. But what I would like you to know is our ancestors have had very different assorted kind of lives. So some of them could have just led very simple lives, like maybe they were farmers or they held small menial jobs, and others could have been very important people of the society like politicians or leaders or even freedom fighters for all we know. And some others could have been metaphysical geniuses like healers and people like who could see the future. They're called seers. They could have also been soothsayers. They could have been psychics and mediums and all sorts of different gifted individuals. So we are going to now receive messages from your ancestors, and they will try and convey to you what you should be focusing on in your life today. So if there is any advice about whatever is happening in your life, it may resonate with you, or they may have general messages like, what they think of you or what they feel for you or what they think your life is like at this current moment that you're receiving this reading. So these are going to be general readings. They may not resonate with each and every one of you. If it doesn't, pick another group. Maybe that message would resonate with you. If not, pick another video from my playlist. I have different kinds of Akashic group reading videos, so you can choose one from them. So let's get started. I'm going to place a shot of the 4 groups I have for you today. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. Close your eyes and call upon your ancestors. Call them and ask them to guide you to the group that has a message for you that will resonate very personally with you. So as you close your eyes and take a deep breath and call your ancestors to come in and to guide you to the right group for you, once you feel that energy building and you feel drawn to a particular group, open your eyes and choose that group. All the timestamps for the groups are in the description box below. Again, these are general readings. They may not resonate with each and every one of you. There may be specifics every now and then that I may channel, which may resonate with a few of you. But if you are looking for a personal one-on-one reading, then how to contact me and how to book an appointment, all of that is in the description box below. So do check that out. And like I said, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do so, like, share, comment on it so that I can build this new friendship with you, and in turn, together we can build a community of spiritual people. If this is something that you want, then do click away and let's just jump right in. Hello to all of my phoenixes who've chosen group number 1. Let's see what your cards are. You've got the Muse, you've got the High Priestess, and you've got Kriya. Well, my loves, first off, you are in a good place in your life right now. For most of you, your ancestors want you to know that things are moving with so much more ease. Whatever you want manifested in your life is manifesting at a very fast speed, and also you're blossoming into somebody very creative, very talented, very secure. The feeling that I'm getting when I'm looking at this card is that you are in a happy place. Everything seems to be beautiful and rosy, and you're looking at life through rose-colored glasses, and everything is good in paradise basically. And your ancestors are coming through and telling me that you need to be more intuitive, like you're in a good place, no doubt, and a lot of things are happening in your life which are making you feel extremely happy. But at some point, you're doubting yourself. You're like, this is too good to be true. Like, why is this all moving so smoothly? Like, my life was never like this. So the ancestors are reminding you not to think in those terms, because the moment you think that this is too good to be true, it's going to be like that. The energy is going to shift and you may start facing problems. So they're asking you to use your intuitive abilities, your intuition, and to just move forward in a positive way, because everything is falling in place because you deserve it, and also because they are watching over you. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, they're all in this game with you. They're all helping you evolve. They're all helping you achieve whatever your heart desires. They're all helping you with whatever it is that you want. And with the Kriya card coming in from the Yogic Path Oracle deck, it's also telling you that now is the time to surrender. You need to surrender to the universe. You can't like pushing your life in whichever direction. So it's almost like you cannot be in control. You need to like surrender and let go. Because most of us are control freaks, right? I know I am. I like to control everything in life, and I like to make sure that everything is according to plan and is in order and things of that sort. But what this card is telling you is to let go and surrender to the universe, because no matter what is happening in your life, everything is kind of clicking into place, it's falling into place. So it's a very beautiful card, but your ancestors want you to surrender completely into this space of love and gratitude, not just for whatever you're receiving, but also what you're yet to receive. There's a lot of abundance coming your way. There is a lot of this lady here is holding kind of holding a ruby looking thing on in her hand. It's almost like abundance flowing to you. This abundance that is coming from the universe into your hands, and you're receiving it. So it's like it's telling me that in order for you to receive all that abundance that is coming your way, you need to surrender and let go and trust that your ancestors have your back and they know exactly what it is that you need in your life, and that is what is coming to you. With the High Priestess, intuition is something that you need to really, really harness and use, because you have great intuitive abilities. For some of you, I feel that you could be light workers or psychics, or you've got some spiritual connection that gets very heightened, especially when things seem to go very smoothly. And because probably you're wondering, is this right? Like, how are things moving so easily and things of that sort? So your ancestors are reminding you once again to go with your intuition, not to doubt what's happening, but to be attentive to the details of how it is happening, and how you may receive more of it. It is not about what you can do to change it, but how you can receive more of it, right? So with the Muse card as well, there is again abundance. Look at her. She is enveloped in flowers, and she's playing a flute. She's in a happy, merry mood. There's swirling wind all around. So the Akashic record keepers are saying that right now the energy is just right for you to manifest whatever it is that you want. You have this sense of being creative, but also intuitive, and also your gifts are coming out in a more solid way or in a more concrete way. So the record keepers are just telling me that you need to focus on just being all of you and to have fun while doing it, and not to worry, because worrying is not going to get you anywhere. The energy of worry is low frequency and it will dampen your spirits. So they're asking you to just focus on that and focus on how you can manifest this beautiful, magical life that you want. And I'm also seeing that, at the background, there's this spear. I don't know if you can see that. It's almost like another planet or like a portal that is opening up at the back. So for those of you who are spiritual, this could be that you are ascending, that you're going through the portal to the higher energies, to the higher realms of 5D reality, 6D reality. So there is this possibility that once you surrender to the process of the universe and receive with love and gratitude, you will ascend higher. And even though some of you may think that you are becoming more and more alone in this journey because it involves you disconnecting from certain people or situation in order to have a peace of mind, do not worry, because when you move into the higher dimensions, you are going to meet people who are just like you. And for all you know, they may just be family for you. So your ancestors definitely want you to know that you are on the right path. You just need to keep doing whatever you're doing and receiving whatever is coming to you with love and gratitude. And when you do ascend to the higher realms, you will reunite with your ancestors once again. And they're very happy to be telling you this right now, because I can sense, like so many of them coming through and saying to me that please tell them that we're all waiting for her, and we want her to come through. So it could be for someone specific, someone on a spiritual journey, someone who is probably wanting to reunite with her ancestors. So this is coming to someone very specific. It may not resonate with everybody. If it doesn't, it's alright. That does not mean that this message is not for you. It just means that this one particular person needs to pay more attention to this message, because there's some specific details that are coming through. And for most others, what I'm sensing is your ancestors play a huge role in your journey, in your life. They are always there every step of the way. It's like they've got your back. They want you to know they've got your back. So nothing can go terribly wrong without them intervening and course correcting for you. So you are in good hands. You need to believe that and move forward. And the feeling that I'm getting is they're very proud of you. They're proud of the journey that you've been on, because life was not very easy like how it is now. Things are beginning to get better, things are changing, things are manifesting, and a lot of new aspects of your life are being unraveled. Some of you are discovering new things about your own self, and this is another way your ancestors are trying to communicate with you, because they want you to explore these qualities about yourself, because they are passing it down. Most of us often mistake that we only get trauma from our ancestral lineage, but we also get gifts and abilities as well. And that is what your ancestors want you to know, that all these gifts and skills and abilities that you're slowly discovering about yourself, they're all coming from them. So they want you to know that you are in good hands, that you're well protected, you're taken care of, and there is so much of love coming your way, Group 1. I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, do leave me a comment below so that I know these messages are reaching you. And like I said, we can build a spiritual community together. If you haven't already, do consider subscribing to my channel by hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification. And I'm going to see you again in another video. Until then, have a beautiful, magical week ahead. Hello to all of my phoenixes who've chosen group number 2. Let's see what your cards are. You've got the Queen of Keys. This is from the Akashic Tarot. You've got Justice in reverse. You've got Swadhisthana from the Yogic Path Oracle deck. Well, so right off, your ancestors are telling me that you are caught up with a lot of work, that you do not focus on yourself as much as you should. It's almost like you've been living a very mundane life so far, like a 9-to-5 job and certain chores and certain responsibilities that you do on a day-to-day basis, and that's about it. There's nothing happening in your life that is keeping you connected with yourself, with your physical self, your physical aspects of yourself. The Justice in reverse is saying that you've been ignoring yourself for quite some time. You've been not really showing yourself enough justice. It is almost like you want to be able to give or do the things for others, but when it comes to you, you're unable to really focus your attention on it. And with the Queen of Keys, it is also talking about, for some of you, this is not for everybody, but for some of you, I'm getting this sense that there is this one particular female energy. It could be a spouse, a lover, a girlfriend even, who's very sensitive, who's got this authority. There's a sense of being authoritative, not like in a negative, mean way, but someone who knows what they want, and they're very sensitive people, they're very nice people, and the focus of you is on them at the moment. And for the majority of you, it is talking about, okay, so your ancestors are telling me that you have always wanted to do something on your own. Okay, like I get this feeling that you always wanted to start a business on your own, or get into real estate, or do some projects on your own, which would give you abundance. And your ancestors are telling you that now is the right time for you to do that, because when you get this Queen of Keys, it is, this lady is on a castle, like she's standing on a castle and looking out at her kingdom, and far away in the distance, her husband is riding back home. So it's also talking about family, it's talking about stability, it is also talking about how this business venture or this freelance work that you want to do is going to bring in more money. Because when you get this Swadhisthana, right, it's also talking about creative flow of energy from your sacral chakra, which is like right here, Manipura, which is the navel area of your physical body. That is where we store our creative energies, and sometimes we often forget that we need to also create more of that energy, and we can do that by moving our body around a lot. It could be through dance, it could be through a massage, it could be through just spending some time in nature, just to move about and get that energy flowing. The sacral chakra is also representative of creative energies that can also be bordering on sexuality. So if you are someone who feels disconnected from your physical body, it's time you spend more time with your body. That means pampering yourself, getting that oil massage, or enrolling yourself in a fitness class, whatever it is, to feel your body once again. It is very, very necessary for you to connect with your physical well-being in order for you to bring in that energy that you want of abundance. And your ancestors are also telling you that money is also an important part in your life, and you want more of this energy to come into your life. So they're saying to look at money as what it is. It is just energy. So the more you attract energy of money, the more it will flow into your life. There is a very good affirmation which says that I don't attract money. Money is in love with me and it is attracted to me. So just repeat this affirmation and money will start flowing into your life much more easily. Because what I'm sensing is your ancestors want you to know that, it's good that whatever you're doing is all good and well, and that you're taking care of your family. They're very happy that you're doing that, but they're also saying that you're missing out on looking after yourself. It's like, you're not making yourself a priority anymore, and they want you to look after yourself, because they're saying that, when you start working with the sacral chakra energy of creativity and sensuality, it's going to up your game. It's just going to make you feel more connected with yourself. It's going to make you feel more connected with the universe, and it is going to make you feel alive. Because right now it's almost like you're an empty shell. You're just going about the motions of life. You're just going about doing whatever needs to be done. You're not happy. You're not truly happy, let's put it that way. You're not enjoying every minute. You're going with the flow. You know what I mean? So your ancestors are reminding you that there is so much more you can do. You can dance, you can have fun, you can rejoice, you can create, you can, do everything that is going to probably make you feel more alive and look at life in a different perspective. Because with the queen looking out from the castle, it's also the feeling that I'm getting from your ancestors is that they want you to look out to the rest of your world, to the rest of your life, and look at what it is that you can create from it. Because she's looking at open ground. So when you have open ground, it is almost like having a blank canvas to create anything you want to. So your ancestors are making you focus on that open ground so that you can build whatever castle you want to build, whatever reality you want to build for yourself, you can, by focusing on your future and not looking at the past. But you can do this by enhancing your creative energies through your sacral chakra. So it is important to meditate, it's important to dance, it's important to somehow kind of reproduce or keep producing the creative flow of energy that you already have. And the other thing, like they keep showing me buildings. I don't know if, please comment below if this is you, because I'm getting the sense that one of you or a few of you are planning to build something, either a physical building like a house perhaps, or a business center or something, or you want to get into real estate. Something is showing me a building. This may not resonate with every one of you, and if it doesn't, that doesn't mean that this message is not for you. But if this message is resonating with you, do let me know in the comments below, because sometimes, like I said, I do channel specific information, and right now they're showing me a building which is being built. It's not like a complete building, so I don't really know if it's an apartment building or if it's a business center, but it's a building of some sort. On a spiritual front though, it could be that you are trying to build your life and that you have laid a solid foundation now and you've actually started building on it. So it is for those of you who have already kind of taken off and you are now building upon the foundation you laid maybe a few years ago, and your ancestors want you to know that you're doing well. You are on solid ground. Because this building they're showing me is extremely solid. It doesn't look flimsy. It looks very, very strong. I can't see the entire building to describe it to you, but I'm just seeing that the pillars of the building are really strong. So if you can resonate with this message, take it however you want to, but do let me know in the comments below if this is for any specific number of you. Yes, and is there anything else, record keepers and guides, that group number 2 needs to know? Yeah, so I'm getting this feeling that some of you are unable to forgive yourself for something. You need to forgive yourself. It's not about feeling guilty, but it is you're angry with yourself. You're feeling like you could have done better and you haven't, or you kind of didn't really pay attention to detail and now you feel like you should have. Something about that. But they're asking you to forgive yourself. It is so random. I mean, these messages are so random for group 2. But that is what, when I'm looking at the cards, that's what I'm getting. Like, you need to be able to forgive yourself. And there's another message that is coming through, like for some of you, it feels like you're looking for a safety net, or like, because they're showing me parachutes, they're showing me that, when you pull the parachute and you're like on the way down, it's like a safety harness. Like, I don't know why they focused more on the safety harness of the parachute rather than the parachute itself. It could mean that either you're thinking of jumping off a plane with a parachute on, or it could mean that you're looking for a safe place to land. So it's like you've got your safety on. You've got this feeling of knowing that you're safe, but you still don't know where to land, if that makes any sense to any of you. If this does make sense, please let me know what it is, because it does not make any sense to me. They're just showing me somebody jumping off with a parachute on. It's fully open, and the focus on the harness, like the ones that are strapped to your body, and with the parachute, and you're looking for a place to land. So you're like in mid-air. So it's almost like you're safe, but you're not home yet. You're not on the ground yet. So yes, this is what I'm getting for group number 2. So your ancestors are giving me different kinds of messages, group 2, because first they were talking about how you can become entrepreneurs, you can become business people, you can start freelancing on various projects, and then they're telling me about your sexual energy that you can use to create whatever it is that you want to create. For some of you, they're giving messages about real estate and building buildings, or metaphorically showing me a building to tell me that you have solid foundation and you can grow now, and you are actually growing from wherever you've laid your foundation. And for the others of you, this parachute is very strange, that you need to still land, find ground to land. And the others of you, some of you rather, they're telling me that you need to forgive yourself for something you've done. So they're very varied, the messages for group 2. This has never happened before. Usually there's like a pattern in the reading, but with you it's been like very sporadic, and it's almost like there are a lot of ancestors coming through with different messages. So it may resonate for a bigger audience when you're reading this, whenever you're reading this. So even though you come to my channel like few years from now and pick this very same video, and you click on the very same group, you could probably resonate with something else that group number 2 received today. So do let me know if this was a strange reading or not in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do consider subscribing to my channel to not miss out on any of my future videos. And I will see you again in another video next week. Until then, have a beautiful, magical week ahead. Welcome to all of my phoenixes who've chosen group number 3. Let's see what your cards are. You've got the Sahasra. You've got 4 of Roses, views of the ego. And then you've got the Chariot in the reverse. Alright, so interesting. Your ancestors are telling me that you may have a person in your life that is very mean, basically self-obsessed. They make plans according to their convenience, not according to yours, and you are feeling caught up with this sense of following through with whatever they want to avoid the conflict perhaps. But if you see this card, there are 3 people, but the person in the middle, his reflection is the most prominent one on the mirror. In fact, it's the only one on the mirror, and it is telling me that one person in your life is making your life a bit of a living hell. They are controlling the situation around you. They're making you feel uncomfortable about life. They're making you feel like you're not as important as you are. They're making you feel like meh, basically. So your ancestors are telling me that it's time now for you to stand up for yourself and to move away from them. There has been some amount of fear related to this person. It's almost like this feeling of, if I do move away from them, then if I hurt them, will they kind of get back at me? Or if they don't like the way I'm behaving with them, will they try and hurt me? There's some kind of a fear related to this person, and it's the feeling that I'm getting. Pile number 3, your ancestors are telling me that you yourself are not a very confident person when it comes to certain relationships. You feel like you need to keep pleasing them or doing your best to make sure that they're happy, and it's almost like you put your ego aside to make others happy, but that's not what they want. They don't want you to do that. They want you to stand up for yourself. They want you to claim your ground. They want you to understand that this is not making you feel good. I mean, with the Chariot in the reverse, it's almost like you're putting in so much of effort, you're putting in so much of hard work, but nothing is coming into fruition. And it's all because of this person in your life who seems to be sapping off or kind of siphoning off all of your beautiful energy. And it makes you feel very drained and exhausted by the end of the day. So they want you to focus on your Sahasrara Chakra, which is basically the top part of your head where you receive messages from the divine energy, and it is also the place where you channel, like how I'm channeling right now. I'm channeling from my Sahasrara. That is where the messages are coming through, and sometimes you do have these very insightful epiphanies almost of the situations that you're in, and you're like, oh my god, like I could have just done this, and or I can do this to rectify this situation. It's like a divine inspiration of sorts, and it's coming from your Sahasrara Chakra, and your ancestors want you to pay very close attention to when it happens. Not how it happens, but when it happens, in what state you find yourself in when you start channeling these messages, because it's very important for you to get into that state in order to channel the messages from the divine, because you are being divinely guided, not just by your ancestors, but I'm seeing that you are spiritually evolving as a person. It almost feels like you're going higher and higher in the plane of evolution, and you are being guided by your spirit guides and angels and light beings and your ancestors, your soul family, your cosmic family. It's like you're in a good place in terms of how you're spiritually evolving, but you're not in a good place with a particular person in your life who's making you feel like you're not worth the effort. And that is kind of translating into you feeling like you're not worthy, which is completely wrong. That is what your ancestors want you to know. You are a very beautiful energy I'm getting from you, because the energy that I'm sensing right now is the soft lilac kind of energy, which is also the energies of the cards that you've received. But also it's like there is a softness to your energy. It's almost like people often make use of you, and you don't like this, but you don't have the strength or the guts to tell them off. You feel like you don't want to hurt people. You don't want to get into confrontational situations where you will have to get into arguments or anything that will make you feel uncomfortable emotionally. So you kind of avoid it, but it's not doing you any good. It's not making you feel good about yourself. Especially now that you're evolving spiritually, you need to be more in control and draw healthy boundaries. And your ancestors are reminding you again and again that you need to start drawing those boundaries now. Not later, now. Because now is the time where you can pick yourself up. And even if you have to lose a lot of people along the way, it does not matter, because what they're telling me is that you are important, you are worthy, and you are on the right path of self-evolution. And they want to give you that strength and permission. I don't know why the word permission is coming through, but it's almost like they want you to know it's okay to stand up for yourself and be selfish, and to be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I need to move forward in the way I think best, whatever is best for me and my growth. You need to be a little self-centered when it comes to this one person, because they are literally sponging off this beautiful energy. And you've got this subtle energy of what is that? Spirit, can you give me the word? There is this joyful energy actually that you have that is being stifled because of certain people and situations in your life. So it's almost like you want to be the best version of yourself. You don't know how. You struggle, and then you find these people who are dominating and aggressive and mean and rude sometimes, and then you find yourself somehow caught up in the middle of all of that, and you don't know how to exit from it. And now they're telling you that this is a lesson that you need to learn. This is a lesson that you need to learn in order to exit from difficult situations and relationships that do not serve your highest purpose. So if this is something that is happening in your life currently, do leave me a comment below, because this message is for you then, because it almost seems to me like this message is very specific. So it may not resonate with every one of you, but it is talking basically about this one person in your life who is being pretty mean to you, and your ancestors don't like it, and they want you to stand up for yourself, to put your foot down and say enough is enough. And they're wondering when you're going to do this, because they know you have the strength to do it. They know that you can do it, it's not like you can't do it. It's just that something is stopping you from doing it, and they wonder what it is. So if you want to make things moving again in your life, if you want to feel unstuck, because right now I'm feeling like I'm in the same place, like I'm not moving forward. So that is the feeling that I'm getting. So if I had to translate it, it feels to me like nothing is moving forward in your life. You're stuck. And they're telling me that this is happening because you're repeating the same old patterns. You need to change, you need to look at things differently in order for them to move forward. And it's not like there are other people in your life who also notice this person being really mean and rude to you, but it's like the bystanders. They watch what's going on, but they don't interfere, and you wish that they would interfere. But there is this lesson that you need to learn, darling. It is about you standing up for yourself. It is not about anybody else standing up for yourself, and you're divinely guided in this matter. And for the most of you, it is not even about this person. It's about the situations you bring yourself into. Like you bring yourself into situations very often which are people-pleasing kind of situations, that you feel like you need to please others in order to survive or to just get by or things of that sort. But your ancestors want you to know that there's a lot of divine guidance that you're receiving. You need to pay attention to it. You need to allow this information to flow through you and be able to guide you. Is there anything else you got? Give us a guide. Alright, so this is the message that you are receiving from your ancestors today. I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, do leave me a comment below. If you haven't subscribed already, do consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification when you do that. And I will see you guys again in another video. Until then, have a beautiful, magical week ahead. Welcome to all of my phoenixes who've chosen group number 4. Let's see what your cards are. You've got Hanuman from the Yogic Path Oracle deck. You've got the Hierophant in the reverse. You've got One of Scrolls, which says on track. Well, first off, immediately when I look at your cards, I get this feeling that you're on the crossroads of making a decision. It's either about going this way or that way. I mean, it's literally in the card One of Scrolls, because you see this man standing on a platform, just about to get into a train. It's also telling me that you've had like a few directions that you wanted to head in, but you finally decided upon one, and you're being very obstinate about it. You're being very egotistical about it. You're like, no, I'm gonna do this and that's it. So a few of you are being very stubborn about this decision that you've made. It's almost like, look, I've made this decision, I've made up my mind, and this is all it is. I'm not gonna waver, I'm not gonna change. And for that, your ancestors are actually telling you that it's fine. Like, the moment you step on this and do the needful, because just making the decision is not enough. They're saying that you have to get on the path and prove that you have made the right decision by going forward and doing all of the things that you need to do. And they're saying that when you do that, it is going to be a very fruitful choice. It's going to bring in a lot of stability. It's going to bring in a lot of abundance. It's going to bring in a lot of clarity of thought. I don't know, that's very strange for it to come up, but that is what they're telling me. The clarity of thought is something that is going to also come in with this particular decision that you've made. But with the Hierophant in the reverse, it's almost like you've been very stubborn about this decision. You've been like trying to seek advice, and then you've been like asking too many people about it, but it's almost like you've made up your mind, but you still went ahead and asked others for the choice that you need to make. It's very strange. It's like you know what you wanted all the while, but you had so many options that you got confused. So you threw it out to like a bunch of people saying that, hey, what do you think about this? Should I do this or should I do that? And they would have given you some advice, and you're like, you know what? No, I've made up my mind. I'm going to do this. So it came across as being egotistical. It came across as being stubborn, and some of them didn't really like it. So your ancestors are asking you to focus on that, because they're saying it could have rubbed people the wrong way. They could have judged you for it. They could have made you feel like you're arrogant for some of you. Please don't shoot the messenger, because my readings are completely honest. I don't like to BS or beat around the bush. So that is why I'm just saying it as it is. And that is what is coming through with your cards. But it is also telling me that you have been looking for a teacher of some sort. You feel like you need guidance from somewhere, you need a mentor of some sort. And the card is also telling me that, okay, so they're showing me a scene of you looking for a teacher or a mentor with regards to your work. It's not with regards to your education, it's more to do with work. And it feels to me like you know of someone, or you may have your eye on someone, but you are not really sure on how to make them your mentor. Your ancestors are telling me that if you go on the path that you've decided to go on, you will eventually find them. And they're saying to me that that is one of the reasons that you have chosen this path in the first place. But they're also telling me that you do not have to really look out for a mentor. It's just all the information is within you. You are your own spiritual teacher and guide. And they're telling me that even when you meet this person, this mentor, you will realize that all that knowledge was in you to begin with. Like, you didn't have to really go out seeking this person. The information was already within you. It existed within you. And with the Hanuman card, it's again reiterating the same thing, that you are your physical body. It's how do I put that? So when I'm saying you are your physical body, doesn't mean that you are your flesh and bones. It's almost like what you perceive yourself to be, that is what you are. So if you are perceiving yourself to be unworthy of something, that is how you're portraying yourself to everyone around you. If you perceive yourself to be someone who's worthy and who's who has everything sorted, that is how you're going to portray yourself. So this is something your ancestors are also telling me, that so Hanuman had this ability to understand the greater truths about the universe, knowing that we all come from the light, knowing that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience, and that ultimately we're all the same energy. We're one and the same. We're not higher than or less than anybody or anything. And this is the knowledge that your ancestors want you to have today as a message. They're saying it's very important that you realize that you are not greater than or less than anybody. Everybody is on their own paths of evolution, and you must respect them for it. You cannot judge them based on where they are in their experience of life, because each of us have chosen different areas to experience, and that is why we are not less than or greater than anyone or anything in this entire universe, because we all come ultimately from the same source. And that is what your ancestors want you to pay attention to, because it's very easy for you to often forget this fact. And they're also telling me that sometimes you think that you could be greater than some people because of the knowledge you possess, because I'm seeing you being a very, very intelligent person who's very knowledgeable, who has a lot of information about great many things, and it can sometimes make you feel, it's not about you feeling, it's about how others perceive you. So they may feel that you're trying to show off, but you may not be actually trying to show off. You're not trying to portray that you're greater than, but the energy that you give off is making others around you feel like you could probably be giving off that attitude, but you're actually not. You know what I mean? It's confusing, but just let me go with the flow because there's so much information. They're asking you not to regret something that you have done recently. This is something very specific. It's so strange that in this reading, for every group I've done, there has been at least one specific message coming through. Group 2 was like phenomenal. We had multiple specific messages, but this may not resonate with everybody. They're saying to you, do not regret your recent decision. Do not regret something you've done recently. It's something that's making you feel you shouldn't have done it. They're saying it was for your highest good. It feels like you had to break someone's heart. I don't know if you broke up with someone in a romantic relationship or you broke someone's heart like a family member or a parent. They're saying it's okay not to regret that because it's for your highest good, like some good is going to come out of it. It's almost like you've intuitively made that decision, knowing very well that is what is going to take you to where you need to go. That was what was going to put you on the right track. Very strange. It's like, it was like, previously you were all over the place, that you had multiple interests, you wanted to do like a few different things, but then you realized that there's one particular direction or path that you are most drawn to, which I wouldn't say unusual, but they're giving me that word unusual. But it's not a path that many people often take. So your family or someone close to you did not really understand that. So you had to like put your foot on the ground. Put your foot on the ground and say like, what? This is what I want. I hope you understand. And then you walked away, which left them feeling heartbroken, or left them feeling a little put off by the whole situation, angry even in some cases. But I'm seeing that is what has put you on the right track. It's like you knew you had to make that decision because it was in your best interest, but you knew that by making that decision you're going to step on a few toes. You're going to have a few people who will not probably really like that decision that you've made, but your ancestors are with you. They want you to know that, and they want you to know that this track that you have chosen, or this direction that you have chosen, is going to propel you forward in a way where you're going to learn a lot more about yourself. I'm getting a very serious energy right about now. I'm seeing a man who's very serious, who's very focused, who's like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. That's it. And you've like packed your bags and moved out. This may not resonate with everybody. Take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest, because just because I'm being very specific doesn't mean that this message is not for you. But I'm seeing someone who's moved out of the house. They've packed a bag and they've left. If this is you, please comment below so that I know that this is a message that is reaching out to someone very specific. But your ancestors want you to know that they have your back and that they're going to protect you and guide you in the best possible way, and that you're not alone. It almost feels to me like you have this feeling of leaving home and cutting away from something, or cutting ties with someone, and What your ancestors want you to know is it's okay. It's okay. You still have them, is what they want you to know, basically. Is there anything else, record keepers and guides, for pile number 4? Yeah. So the final message that I'm receiving is for you to completely surrender to the higher power. It's like you are going to be divinely guided, so you need to surrender to that divine guidance. If your gut or your intuition is telling you to do something, then go in the direction and do that, because only then you will realize what you are capable of and how you can enhance that capability to grow in whichever line that you choose. Is there anything else? They're also saying we want him to know that he's very loved. I don't know who they're trying to address here, but they keep saying we want him to know that he's very loved. If this resonates with you, do let me know. Well, those are the only messages that I'm receiving for group number 4. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, do leave me a comment below. If you haven't subscribed already, do consider subscribing to my channel by hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification to receive any further videos in the near future. And I will see you again in another video next week. If you love these videos that I make, do share them with your friends and family, and also let me know on what kind of topics that I can make videos on for you. I'll see you again. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful, wonderful, magical week ahead.